It is December. It's cold out here. I may not be here too long because it actually has gotten cold out here in California this week. So, what's going on? It's December 8th. It's always a rough day. December 7th is bad enough in music, in history. And then December 8th, oh well, never mind. Let me not think about it. And try to get on with the items at hand. I do have students working. Finally, everybody's getting to work on Christmas songs. So that was why. Well, that wasn't why that ran through my head. That ran through my head because Max and I had a conversation a few weeks ago. He said, I'm wondering what other songs you'd like me to do for TG. And I said, there's a bunch of Beatles songs that I've never gotten to. He goes, you're kidding. You must have 100. I figured you had them all. I said, no, take a look. There's a bunch that I haven't gotten to because I've done like 50 of them or 60. I don't know, a lot. Maybe more. And but that's not one of them. So I was glad that and Max always has a quite different take on them. It's always nice that he shows the lead. So I do that sometimes, but not too often. So Max with his electric guitar background, that's something that's more right up his comfort zone. So I hope you had a chance to check out. Well, you probably barely had a chance to check it out, depending on when you're looking at this, because it just went up today. Don't Bother Me, Max's version of George's first songwriting attempt. Let's see, some of the stuff, I'm going to talk about some of the other things that came out this week. I do want to talk about, we have some big news about Amsterdam, I'll get to in a few minutes, or maybe less, I don't know, we'll see. I've been playing, one of the lessons that came up this week was Kevin's review of Christmas tunes. So I hope people have had a chance to take a look at that, because the first part of it that turned out to be really long, we got way into some theory, diminished chords and all that kind of stuff. So way more in there than just learning I should have tried this, right? Oh, it's a big reach. Anyway, something like that. So we talked about Frosty and went into all kinds of some theory things, and then went into other Rudolphs and Jingle Bells and even the 12 Days of Christmas by the end of that. If you sat through the whole hour, you got a nice treat. Some quick bar chord changes. So if you want to challenge yourself, take a look at the 12 Days of Christmas. What other ones have I been playing lately? Another particular favorite of mine. So, what else do we have left? And then, of course, in the lesson I brought this out, my Carole King book from my teenagehood. I was like 15 when this came out, I think, and was knocked out. My sister was playing the piano at the time, so she was working on some of the piano songs, and of course, it was great to see David's comment about it'd be good to do a lesson on this. And I was was really glad to find that I had. Because I had to go back and watch that one again, because I do remember some unusual things about that lesson. One was I sang quite a bit of it, or at least sang a couple of verses, and then put together a kind of fun solo. I'd be curious if anybody has tackled that solo and see how it's gone. I mean, that lesson has been up for 6 years, I think, and so I think it was 2011, according to some of our records. But that was one of those lessons. Sometimes this happens to me when I'm working on a lesson. I think, oh, I'm not going to worry about that part, because it's like it's a sax solo or something like that, and then I'll start maybe playing a little bit of it, and I'll think, oh, wait a minute, this actually could work out really well on the guitar. Unfortunately, it's going to take a level 3 song and turn into a level 8 song, but the rest of the song is just you strum the chords. Well, on It's Too Late, this is kind of tricky, and to keep that smooth and everything working in there. So I don't know what level I gave it, but I know frequently. So the next Carole King song I'm working on will be multi-levels. There'll be an easy version and a medium version and a hard version. I think that's what I'm planning on right now. That was supposed to be in the hopper for this week, but it got slightly delayed because of problems like that. Sometimes I think a lesson's going to be a really easy thing to just knock off and have it be done, and then I think, oh man, but I could do this with it and I could do that with it, and then I think, oh, now I should make 2 or 3 different lessons out of it. Anyway, all right, enough about my personal dilemmas. Oh, I have a lot more of those. No, just kidding. So let's see what. Oh, so we did this. Does something really unusual on that F sharp minor chord. There's a G natural in it. Not even in the key, and it gives it a nice little bluesy touch. I meant to mention that in the lesson, but I never got to it. Anyway, so we got to So Far Away. Pretty cool tune. What is the other thing I was just going to talk about? Oh, I promised. We've made a decision. Right now, Amsterdam, July 13th, 2018 is on. We had enough response from people just kind of opted in to stay into it. And so we will be getting out some details on that very soon. There will be an early bird price that may only be in effect for December, maybe January or something, because we kind of have to make some plans out there. If you're thinking about our camps, by the way, we still have plenty of room for the 2018 camp at Asilomar in August. I better not spit out the dates. I think it's the 17th, but I could be wrong. Never mind. All that info is on the IGC page. But I'm glad to see we've had a few people sign up lately, and maybe after the holidays is a better time to be thinking about that. But it's definitely coming up. And the plans for the Amsterdam camp will be a little bit different, more along the line. It will be just me and Vanessa, with possibly Max. We're hoping to get Max there, and then Karina and Nani will. I think Nani's going to come to this one, so because she missed the last camp mostly. So that will be a pretty fun time. It'll just be a weekend starting on Friday evening with a get together someplace. Maybe not at Samaya, which is the place we'll be using. Well, anyway, all this info will be up on a website, on a page by hopefully in the next couple days. So if you were interested in a short weekend, well, maybe a long weekend, Friday through Sunday is kind of the plan. Friday night through Sunday afternoon with just 10 to 20 people is what we're thinking for a time of playing in front of each other, some semi-private lessons, maybe some private lessons, and some just general fun instruction and performances. So more details, but the ball is rolling now on that. Okay, I think that's it for today. I will be back next week. Got a few, anyway, you never know how my plans are going to work out. I start with with, oh, this, we're going to get this and this and this, and it sometimes happens. Broke a nail the other day. Makes I'm not getting enough bass out of that, but hopefully it'll be back by next week, and me too. That's it for today.